Part 27. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 265. If you go out on your own, not only will you not be able to save the disciples of the Tiandihui, but you will definitely be robbed of the only spiritual springs of heaven and earth that you have on your body, so it is better to hide them. In order to prevent all the actions of the Tiandihui from failing, it was better for him to hide. The opening time of the secret realm finally ended, and everyone was thrown out from here. Leng Kangmang looked at the Tiandihui disciples on the playground, his face extremely dark, because all the disciples had passed out, and some disciples had their clothes taken off. Only Luo Cheng came out intact. Xin Wei looked at the scene on the ground and laughed in his heart. If he couldn't laugh now, he would definitely laugh a few times. This old guy Leng Kangmang must have been punished. He dared to bully Suling. Look, this is what he will end up with. Suling stuck out her tongue at Xin Wei, and Xin Wei glared at her. This girl really didn't leave anyone behind. Xin Wei pretended not to know anything and looked at Leng Kangmang. Brother Leng, what's wrong with you disciples of the Tiandihui? Is the pressure in the secret realm so strong? Your secret realm is indeed the most powerful among the four major forces. The secret realm of strength. Leng Kangmang glanced at Xin Wei and said nothing. He looked at Suling behind him. Suling didn't care about him and was chatting with Xin over there. He didn't take Leng Kangmang's threat seriously at all. Others were afraid of him, but Suling was not afraid of him. As long as he dared to burst out a little murderous intention towards Suling, Suchanga would kill him directly. There was a dignified atmosphere in the air. Xin Wei looked at Leng Kangmang. He wanted to see if Leng Kangmang dared to take action. If they really wanted to break up, there was no need for Xin Chen Palace to continue with their hypocrisy and snakes. After a while, Leng Kangmang calmed down and said, "Haha, are the disciples of your star hall still very good? Look at the disciples of our heaven and earth society, it seems they are still far behind." Xin Wei smiled along with him. "Brother Leng, we won't bother you anymore, it's time for us to go back." "Okay, then walk slowly and I won't see you off." Leng Kangmang watched the three people disappear into the distance, turned back to look at his disciples of the Tiandihui, and activated his spiritual energy to wake them all up. "Luo Cheng, tell me what happened inside and what treasures we got from inside this time." "President, you may not believe me, but I only have some heaven and earth spring water left here, and the remaining heaven and earth spring water was used by me to break through to the great saint realm. I guess the other treasures are gone." Leng Kangmang looked at the disciples below. They all lowered their heads. It seems that Luo Cheng was right. "I understand, you all go back to heal." Leng Kangmang evacuated all the disciples, leaving only Luo Cheng. "Luo Cheng, you are already in the great sage realm, can't you beat Suling from the Star Palace?" "I can't beat it. In the last few days, if it weren't for the spiritual spring of heaven and earth hiding my aura, even this wouldn't be left." Luo Cheng shook his head helplessly. Leng Kangmang nodded and did not ask Luo Cheng. He took the heaven and earth spiritual spring handed over by Luo Cheng, and then walked into the Tiandi society. Luo Cheng watched Leng Kangmang leave. He didn't stay here longer and went back to seclusion. This trip to the secret realm allowed him to break through the great saint realm. At the same time, he also felt the power of the complete artistic conception. He needed to make his semi-rifle intention truly become a gun intention. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 266. Suling and the other three were on their way to Huixing Palace at this time. Of course, they were not going to go through the space wormhole this time, but were going to fly back. "Girl Linger, have you really obtained all the treasures there?" "That's for sure, Palace Master, you've asked me several times why I lied to you," Suling said a little impatiently. "Ha ha ha, then I can rest assured, he Lenkang Mang deserves it, a good secret realm, who asked him to play dirty. Seeing Wei wanted to laugh when Lenkang Mang's black face sounded. Senior asked Sing Wei of Palace Master, if we take all the treasures, there won't be any problems. Don't worry, Senior, will their world fall out with us just because of these things? They control the secret realm, and there is no shortage of these things over the years. They mainly want to train their disciples. As for the treasures inside, if there are very good treasures, will they still be left to the disciples? That's right, those old guys don't agree either. It seems I'm overthinking it. Let's go, let that guy Lenkang Mang feel sorry for him for a while, he will soon forget it. You should practice hard recently, something else should happen in the future. I watch the sky at night and feel that a new battle will break out in the Malay realm soon. The current peace will not last too long, so cherish the next days. Sing Wei flew with the two of them for 3 days and returned to the Star Palace. Mr. Bai was already waiting for the three of them to come back. How was it? Did it go well? Hee, Mr. Bai, it went very smoothly. Sister Singer and I had a great time this time. The disciples of the Tiandihui were very enthusiastic and gave us many things. Mr. Bai, go and call all our disciples. Old Bai looked at Sing Wei doubtfully. Old Bai, just do what Linger said and call all the disciples to the main hall. Lao Bai nodded and did as Sing Wei said. Sing Wei took Sulinger and Singer to the main hall first. After a while, all the disciples came to the main hall, and everyone was waiting for the master of Sing Chen Hall. Speak. Ahem, let me make it clear first that the main purpose of coming here today is to give you something. This is what Linger and Singer brought out from the secret realm of Tiandihui. You can take whatever you need. Oh, yeah. Sister Linger, long live senior sister Singer. The disciples below jumped up happily. They knew that there must be good things. If there were no good things, they would not be summoned here. So Linger stood up and said, come on, there is room between you. I put the things here, you can take it by yourself, but you must line up, don't make a mess, and don't grab. Okay, I understand, thank you, Sister Linger. A younger disciple said, obviously Sulinger has become their eldest sister. Sulinger smiled even more cheerfully, come on, let's see what you need. Sulinger poured out all the treasures in her space ring and placed a small mountain in the center of the hall. Mr. Bai was also stunned. He didn't expect that Sulinger could get so many things. There were all kinds of things in it. Such treasures of heaven, materials, and earth are available for all realms. Girl Linger, are you sure you found this from the secret realm of the Tiandihui, and it's not your own? Bai Lao, don't worry, this is what we found in the secret realm of Tiandihui. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 267. Have you cleared the entire secret realm? Impossible, how could heaven and earth allow you to do this? Bai Lao, this can only be blamed on the president of the Heaven and Earth Society. He mapped out the locations of these heavenly materials and earthly treasures, and gave a copy to each disciple, as if it was a gift to us. We shouldn't be able to do it. When Mr. Bai heard Singer's words, he immediately understood. That guy Lenkang Mang is trying to steal the chicken but lose the rice. The wrinkles on Mr. Bai's face moved with laughter. He could imagine Lenkang Mang's face. That guy is usually the person who is the easiest to show off among the 5 major forces, must have a very ugly face when he is so angry. The disciples over there immediately became excited when they saw so many things. Many disciples got what they needed. Obviously these treasures, the quality is still very high. Bai Lao really didn't expect that this trip to the secret realm of the Tiandihui would be so rewarding. By the way, Palace Master, I also have a spiritual river here, do you want it? After hearing Sulinger's words, the two of them were stunned for a moment, and then they both said at the same time, Girl Linger, is what you said true? Of course that's true. If not, just ask Sister Singer. The two looked at Singer, who nodded. They took a breath and rubbed their hands. Haha, thank you so much, Linger. Fortunately, the old man Leng Kangmang didn't know about this. Otherwise, definitely won't let us come back. That's for sure. Suchanga directly blocked the surrounding space at that time. No one could feel the abnormality there, so the Heaven and Earth Society didn't even know that there was a spiritual river in the secret realm. They thought that the secret realm this time was still the same as before. However, they didn't pay too much attention to it. After all, it was their own disciple who was weak and was swept away by a disciple from the Star Hall, but they had seen Sulinger's strength. They could only swallow the bitterness in their stomachs. There was no other way. Who could let a young man know one in this generation can beat her? Even if Luo Cheng has now understood the meaning of the spear, Sulinger can easily beat him. She has a lot of good things in her body. There are a few elders left in the hall to maintain order. Wu Ya took Sulinger and Singer and walked deep into the Star Palace. After a while, the three of them came to an underground space, where Bai Lao, He Lao and other elders were all here. Little girl Linger, release that river of spiritual power, Xing Wei said to Sulinger. Sulinger nodded, took out his wine gourd, opened the stopper, injected spiritual power into it, and started to guide the spiritual river inside. After a while, after that, the spiritual power in the entire space had thickly condensed into mist, and the elders had long gone from being shocked at the beginning to being ordinary now. There was no way. There was no need to be shocked. What happened to Sulinger? There's no need to be shocked. They didn't expect that the wine gourd that Sulinger usually used to drink could be so filling. The entire underground space was filled with a river of spiritual power, and it was still being released. Xing Wei swallowed his own saliva. Girl Linger, haven't you finished letting go yet? Let me take a look, Palace Master, it's almost bottoming out, just wait for a few minutes. Finally, Sulinger finished draining the spiritual power river, picked up his wine gourd and took a sip of spiritual wine. The other elders were already shocked. This must have brought back all the spiritual power in the secret realm of the Tiandihui, and Sulinger's wine gourd must be too big. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 268. Surprise turned into surprise, and then it turned into ecstasy. Such a big river of spiritual power can do a lot of things. Girl Linger, you are really great, you are really the lucky star of our Xing Chen Palace, Lao Bai said excitedly. Yes, if you have any problems in the future, just come to us old guys. Although we may not be able to help much, we can still contribute, the remaining elders also echoed. They knew that with Sulinger's background, even if they really needed help, their cultivation would definitely be insignificant. Okay, no problem, several elders have said this, and Sulinger has to retaliate, otherwise she will let down the kindness of the elders. Palace Master, how do you use this thing? Isn't it too wasteful to use it directly like this? What Sulinger said made several old men fall silent. Indeed, although there is a lot of this stuff, it will be used up sooner or later. How to keep it longer is a big problem. By the way, Palace Master, we can set up a spirit gathering array so that we can make the most of it, Bai Lao suggested. Well, this idea is good, but the spirit gathering array we can arrange is a bit too low level. Will this river of spiritual power be wasted? Everyone fell into deep thought. You were originally worried about this. What's so difficult about it? I'll just go to my dad and get one back. Sulinger's words interrupted everyone's contemplation. Everyone looked at her. Linger girl, will your father really give it to you? If not, let's think of another way. Oh, Don't worry about this. Just wait, I'll ask my dad. Sulinger ran out of the underground space, took out her inspiration, and sent a message to Suchanga. Daddy, what are you doing? I need your help. Suchanga is meditating on the roof of Sulinger's house. Hearing the vibrating sound of the spiritual machine, he took a look and found that it was a message from Sulinger. What's wrong, dear girl, why are you looking for Daddy? Is someone bullying you? Daddy is going to help you deal with him. Oh, no, Daddy, what do you think about every day? I find that you are really wordy now. Hey, you little brat, after not seeing each other for a few months, you have become more and more courageous, and you are starting to feel annoyed by your father. I am so sad. Okay, Dad, you'd better tell Mom about your disgusting and coquettish words. I don't want to hear it. I need a high-level spirit gathering array. Send it to me quickly. Okay, you little heartless child, every time you talk to your father and I, you always have a purpose, but I still think about you every day. Dad, you asked me to come out to practice at the beginning. Now I miss me, but I won't go back. I'll make you mad. Then you can figure it out on your own, your dad and I can't help you. This is what you said, then I'll go find my mother, bye. Suchanga looked at the message from Sulinger and his face became angry, but he still quickly comforted Sulinger. No, my precious daughter, don't tell your mother what's going on between the two of us. I'll send it to you in a moment, okay? This is more or less the same, so I won't tell my mother, long live Daddy. Sulinger put down her idea, covered her mouth and snickered, I can't cure you, so moving out my mother will really help. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 269. The corner of Suchanga's mouth twitched. This kid had learned to threaten him. If he sent a message to Nangongwin, he would definitely be arrested. Although Nangongwin couldn't beat her, he didn't want to deal with her. It was too scary for a woman to be unreasonable. Especially now that he had found a reason to run out, if Sulinger contacted Nangongwin, Suchanga would feel that he would be very sad in the future. Suchanga looked for his space ring and found that there was no spirit gathering array diagram in it. Forget it, let's get one on the spot. Suchanga specially made a spirit gathering array according to the layout of the Star Palace and placed it at Sulinger's door. Then he sent a message to Sulinger, okay, baby girl, Dad left it at the door of where you live. After Sulinger received Suchanga's message, he immediately ran back to his residence and found that the door there was a roll of formation diagrams and a wine gourd. Stinky Daddy is still very reliable. He even gave me spiritual wine. Am I being a little cruel to him today? Opening the cork and taking a sip of the spirit wine, Sulinger felt it tasted great and felt comfortable. Sulinger patted her belly. Sulinger took the formation diagram and ran towards the underground space. Palace Master, my father sent the formation diagram. The people in the underground space were still thinking about how to solve the problem when they heard Sulinger's voice from outside. Came. Everyone looked at Sulinger, who ran in from outside and was a little confused. Palace Master, what are your expressions? I found the formation map. Sulinger shook the formation diagram in his hand, and then handed it to Xingwe's hand. Xingwe opened the formation diagram in his hand with hesitation, and then opened his mouth wide. The other elders saw Xingwe. They hurriedly came forward to take a look. Then they had the same expression as Xingwe, mainly because the scene on this array was so shocking. This spirit gathering array directly surrounded their entire star palace. Went in, and it was completely designed according to the layout of their star palace. Girl Linger, is it really your father who just sent this to you? Xingwe now wants to confirm this matter. If it is true, then they can't believe how powerful Sulinger's father is. Yes, I just contacted my dad and he said he didn't have one, so he made one on the spot, but he asked me about the layout of the Star Palace. Xingwei and the others breathed a sigh of relief after hearing Sulinger's answer. However, the value of this array is several times higher than the spirit gathering arrays they have in the Star Palace. Girl Linger, thank your father for me. This spirit gathering array diagram has been of great help to our Star Palace. If you have the opportunity in the future, you must take me to thank him in person. Xingwei bowed to Sulinger, and then started working with the elders. With this formation diagram, this river of spiritual power will have its place. After that, the Star Palace's the overall spiritual power must have improved overall. Sulinger took Xing'er out of the underground space and went back. On the way, Xing'er gave Xing'er the withered leaf Ganoderma lucidum. Sister Xing'er, this Ganoderma lucidum should be able to help you break through to the Saint King realm, take it. With the ancient origin of the Holy Spirit clan, Sulinger can break through to the Great Saint realm without the use of Ganoderma lucidum, so it's better to leave it to Xing'er. The Ganoderma lucidum was originally used to assist the Earth Core Lotus. But now there are better alternatives. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 270. The medicinal power of Ganoderma lucidum is just right for Xing'er, who is in the Holy King realm, enough for her to break through to the Holy King realm. So both of them began to retreat. Suchanga isolated this space from the outside world after the two retreated. In order to prevent the Holy Spirit clan's origin from causing huge fluctuations, it is better to seal this place. Sulinger used her mind to feel the small breath in her body. Although it was only a small one, Sulinger could feel the vast breath it radiated. Sulinger let go of her Holy Spirit clan aura and resonated with that aura. Only by being completely recognized by this aura can Sulinger get the best inheritance and her Holy Spirit clan origins become perfect. In the future, her achievements will not be lower than Su Kingxiu's chaos body. Their Holy Spirit clan is still very powerful after returning to their ancestors. This is also the reason why their clan is hunted. That aura slowly emitted colorful light under the influence of Sulinger's Holy Spirit clan aura, and Sulinger could feel that her body began to resonate with it. Then a 5-color light pillar shot up into the sky, but in the space arranged by Suchanga, it only had a dim color because the space suppressed it. But this did not affect Sulinger, who accepted the inheritance at all. Sulinger could feel that there were some ancient memories in her mind, but these memories were of no use to her. The skills and martial arts were useless, and the only thing she could do was look at the history of the Holy Spirit clan. Sulinger didn't care about any of this. What she cared about was that this breath could make her physique one step closer. In this way, her cultivation can be improved faster in the future. Even if she is not as fast as her sister, she will not be so slow. You must know that Su Kingxiu's cultivation can cross several realms in one day, so the pressure is indeed too much for Sulinger. As more and more colorful rays of light appeared on her body, Sulinger could feel that some of the defects in her body were slowly being made up for, and her Holy Spirit body would really become more powerful. On the other side, Xing'er's cultivation has stayed at the peak of the Holy King realm after passing through the secret realm of the Tiandihui. She took the withered leaf Ganoderma lucidum in her hand and slowly absorbed it. Don't be anxious when you break through the realm, you have to take your time, so as to ensure that the foundation after the breakthrough is intact, otherwise it will leave hidden dangers and be of no benefit to your future cultivation. While the two of them were practicing, other disciples of the Star Hall were also practicing. The palace master and the elders were rushing to make the formation patterns needed for the spirit gathering array. After the formation patterns were carved, they only needed to combine the formations with the underground space. Connected. The underground river of spiritual power will be attracted by the formation, freely absorbing the spiritual energy in the air to replenish itself, and then the spiritual energy in the entire star palace will become rich under the promotion of the spirit gathering array. After 10 years or 100 years, the spiritual power of the star palace will be like that in the secret realm of the Tiandihui. Moreover, this kind of spiritual energy is more suitable for the growth of elixirs. The quality of the elixirs produced by Xin Chen Palace's elixir garden will be improved several times in the future, which will benefit Xin Chen Palace a lot. Sulinger was once again wrapped into a colorful cocoon by the colorful light, and Xinger on the other side was wrapped into a white cocoon by the milky white aura. Suchanga led the spiritual energy in the spiritual river to Xinger and helped her by the way. Fantasy, the empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 271. Otherwise, according to the energy of Ganoderma lucidum, Xinger might have a martial arts breakthrough to the Saint King realm. Although Ganoderma lucidum has great medicinal power, after all, it is only a treasure that assists in breaking mirrors. It has no particularly strong effect on breaking mirrors, so it is better to rely on the life energy in the spiritual river to break through. After 3 days of hard work, Xingwei and others had carved out the formation patterns of the spirit gathering array, and then buried the pillars with the formation patterns in the ground according to the records on the formation map. Xingwei stood in the center of the formation and released his spiritual power. He poured all the energy into the eyes of the formation. The other elders were waiting in the underground space for the formation to start. When the formation is successfully activated, introducing the spiritual power river into it means that the spirit gathering formation is completely formed, and the entire spiritual power river will be hidden in the huge formation. This is a spirit gathering formation specially designed by Suchanga. This way, those who cannot surpass him in cultivation will not see the reality of this formation, and it can ensure that the secret of the spiritual power river will never be exposed. There is no other way. Xin Chen Palace gave Sulinger such a good platform, and Suchanga also wants to repay Xin Chen Palace. This can be regarded as a reward to Xin Chen Palace. At this time, Sulinger had completely absorbed the breath, and the 5-colored light cocoon on her body began to slowly disappear. She opened her eyes, and she could feel that there was something more in her body. A red flame mark appeared on her forehead. This is because her body is of the fire attribute, so the Holy Spirit clan pattern is the red flame mark. Although there was no change in her state, she could feel that the energy in her body was stronger than before, and the aura now still contained the breath of fire. Sulinger took out the earth core lotus in her space ring, and then she could break through to the great saint realm. After being transformed by that breath, her body was already saturated. After the earth core lotus entered Sulinger's body, her body began to exude a fiery red aura, and the spiritual energy that originally had no attributes became attributes. Sulinger stepped into the great sage realm very easily, without any obstacles at all. Everything fell into place. All the energy of the lotus in the earth's core was used by Sulinger to consolidate her realm. Xinger on the other side also burst out a strong energy vortex at this time, and the spiritual energy around her surged towards her. Suchanga took out his wine gourd and put a drop of diluted spiritual wine on top of Xinger's head. Xinger's body greedily absorbed the energy in this drop of spiritual wine. Although it has been diluted many times, the energy contained in this drop can still burst Xinger's body. Suchanga is now controlling the energy output. Otherwise, Xinger would have disappeared a long time ago. Suchanga saw the bond between Xinger and Sulinger, so he had to help Xinger. Otherwise, after Sulinger's Holy Spirit body was completely perfected, the gap between them would become bigger and bigger. Big. Xinger girl's talent is quite good, so Suchanga helped her, so that she and Sulinger can go out together in the future, so that he can relax a little bit. With Xinger by her side, Sulinger would at least not act recklessly. Xinger could make suggestions for her and was an extremely reliable partner. When Xinger stabilized her realm at the beginning of the Saint King realm, Suchanga sealed the unconsumed spiritual wine into her body. Fantasy, the empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, daughter wrong. Chapter 272. In the days to come, this drop of spiritual wine will help her overcome some difficulties, and should be able to be used by her to break through to the great saint realm. When Sulinger and Singer broke through, the spirit gathering array in the star hall had been completely formed. The river of spiritual power in the underground space had disappeared, and it had obviously entered the spirit gathering array. Xingwei and others could clearly feel that the spiritual power of the entire star palace was rapidly becoming stronger. Afterwards, Bai Lao and others concentrated the spiritual energy from the spirit gathering array to the disciples' living areas. There was no need to expose such rich spiritual energy in places like the main hall of the Star Hall. After all, we will have to receive visitors from other forces in the future, so we need to avoid this place, otherwise it will easily make others suspicious. From today on, this will be the third secret of the Star Palace. All the disciples who were practicing suddenly felt that the spiritual energy in their practice rooms had become richer. Some disciples even reached a critical moment in their cultivation and directly broke through to a small realm due to the sudden infusion of abundant spiritual energy. This was all the effect brought by the river of spiritual power. As time goes by, the spiritual energy in the residential area of the Star Hall disciples will only become stronger and stronger, which will be more beneficial to future cultivation. Xingwei felt the overall aura of the Star Palace and felt that his blood was boiling. Several elders flew over from the underground space. Palace Master, it seems that it has been successful. It won't take long for our Star Palace to become more powerful. Yes, I can see the future of the Star Palace. Our Star Palace is about to rise, but you must keep this work confidential and not let anyone know the existence of the spiritual river. Don't worry, Palace Master, we will only announce to the outside world that we just built a spirit gathering array, and no one will know the existence of the spiritual river. I understand, Palace Master, with the help of the spirit gathering array, we old bones can take a step closer to our cultivation. Even if we die, we must protect our younger generation. The old people in Xingchen Hall are obviously preparing to use their remaining heat to pave the way for the next generation of disciples. Sulinger has stabilized his realm to the early stage of the Great Saint realm, Suchanga has also removed the barrier long ago, and Singerspian also ended his training. The two of them walked out of the training room at the same time. They could feel that the spiritual power in the living area had become very strong. Sister Singer, it seems that the Palace Master and the others succeeded. I can feel the obvious changes in spiritual power. That's right, Sister Linger, I feel it too. Let's go and see the Palace Master and the others. The two came to the main hall and found that Xingwei and others were still discussing the recent matters. Seeing the two of them coming, they also stopped discussing. Have you all had a breakthrough? Lao Bai took the lead and asked. Yes, Mr. Bai, we also found something good in that secret realm this time. After hearing Singer's answer, Bai Lao nodded. Singer, you have now broken through to the Saint King realm. It's time to go to the star battlefield to settle down. You have broken through a little too fast recently. Although your foundation will not be affected for the time being, it is better to make plans early. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, daughter wrong. Chapter 273. Singer nodded and understood what Bai Lao meant. By the way, Mr. Bai, how many of our current disciples in the Star Hall have reached the Holy Realm? Girl Linger, thanks to your blessing, 40 disciples have now broken through to the Holy Realm, including 20 saints and 20 holy kings. This is all due to the colorful divine fruit you brought back. Sulinger nodded. 20 Saint King realms are a considerable force, but they are still a bit insufficient. This is still far from the standard of the Starry Sky Ancient Road. The Starry Sky Ancient Road can only reach the accurate level. Only after reaching the Imperial Realm can it be effective, otherwise it would still be a bit unsatisfactory. Elder, is there a place for me to take them out to practice? The Holy King Realm is still not enough. Although our star battlefield is powerful enough, there are some things that are better experienced in person. After hearing Sulinger's words, the elders didn't understand what they meant and looked at Sulinger with puzzled faces. I'm talking about the Starry Sky Ancient Road. I plan to take them there in a year, so their current cultivation level is still a bit poor. Linger girl, are you serious? Will you take them to the Starry Sky Ancient Road in a year? This is a bit too hasty, and they may not be able to break through to the Great Saint Realm in a year, let alone the Quasi-Emperor. The elders all thought that Sulinger was having a whim. Although the talents of those disciples were not bad, it was simply impossible to advance to the Quasi-Emperor realm and be on equal footing with them within a year. Seeing Wei looked at Sulinger, his firm eyes did not object to her. Girl Linger, tell me where you want to go and have a look. When the elders heard Seeing Wei speak, they didn't say anything more. They just watched quietly from the side. They have their tasks. Let the palace master handle these matters by himself. Palace master, I need to go to a place where I can truly kill. Although the disciples trained in the star battlefield are extremely experienced in combat, they also lack one thing, and that is murderous intent. Only by experiencing the battle of life and death can murderous intent be tempered and a person become stronger. After listening to Sulinger's words, Seeing Wei fell silent. His words were indeed correct. If these disciples of the Holy King Realm follow Sulinger out, it is indeed possible to lead them to break through to the Quasi-Emperor. The other elders do not believe it. But he believed it. During the process of activating the spirit gathering formation, he knew that Sulinger's father was definitely a super strong man, maybe even higher than the realm of the great emperor. He could clearly feel the formation taking shape. There is already a spiritual power surging in the dark. Without the support of that spiritual power, he would not be able to activate the spirit gathering array with his own strength. With just a trace of breath, he, a quasi-emperor, the strong man felt the pressure, which was definitely not the pressure that a strong man in the great emperor realm could release. After thinking about it, he still chose to believe in Sulinger. He knew that the future of the Star Palace must be brought by Sulinger. Yes, with their current strength alone, it will take a lot of time to reach that point. But soon afterwards, the entire Melee realm will be unstable. This requires him to make plans in advance. If 1 year later, these 20 disciples really, if they can achieve the Quasi-Emperor realm, their Star Palace will definitely become powerful immediately. Fantasy, the Empress was reincarnated as my daughter. Author, Daughter Wrong. Chapter 274. Moreover, after taking away these 20 disciples, there are still 20 Saint Realm disciples left in the Star Palace. According to the speed at which the Spirit Gathering Array is gathering spiritual power, these disciples will be able to advance to the Saint King Realm at least in 1 year. So now there is almost no pressure to take away 20 Saint King Realm. Even if these disciples stay in the Star Palace, the height they can reach in 1 year will definitely not be too high, at most they will be the Great Saint Realm. Although such combat effectiveness is not too bad, how many can truly advance to the Great Saint Realm? After hesitating for a moment, Seeing Wei decided to block Sulinger. If he won, he would gain 20 Quasi-Emperors. If he lost, there would be no loss. He knew that Sulinger could keep them alive. Return. Girl Linger, if you really have this idea, then take them to the Chaotic Sea. That should be the place you need. Oh, Palace Master, where is this place? Tell me quickly. Sulinger just asked Seeing Wei with the mentality of giving it a try. She didn't expect that such a place really existed. This is really great. In this way, she can quickly catch up with her sister Su King Xiu. Pace. The Chaos Sea area is a special place in the Malay area. It is the intersection of the heavenly continent and the sea. There are many islands. Because it is a bit far away from the land, no force can control it. Over time, it became a gathering place for some villains. However, there were also some chambers of commerce that were not afraid of these people and cooperated with them to develop resources in the sea area. It became a special place in the Malay area. After Sulinger heard Singwi's introduction, she felt that this place was very suitable for their trial, and she had never seen the seaside scenery. Maybe there are more delicious snacks there, Sulinger, my heart has already flown there. Linger girl, did you really go there? You have to think about it. He, don't worry, Palace Master, I will bring my sisters back safely, and I will definitely give you a surprise. After Sulinger left here, she was not in a hurry to go there. Instead, she summoned all the disciples of the Saint King realm. Sisters, come with me to the chaotic sea. We need to go and practice a lot. Sister Linger, are you really going to the chaotic sea? It's a very dangerous place there. We went there precisely because of the danger. What we got in the star battlefield was combat experience. There was really little training for killing people, especially the training between life and death. Although the star battlefield can squeeze our potential, our lives there are guaranteed. We all know in our hearts that we will not die there, so we will take chances when fighting. This is very bad for us, so we have to go over there and truly enter life and death, so that our strength can be greatly improved. If we stay here, our progress will be very slow. If we go there, we can improve our cultivation to the quasi-emperor realm and then come back, so that we can come back and contribute to the Star Palace. Okay, Sister Linger, you have said so, why should we back down? We will go with you. By the way, let's break through the quasi-emperor and go to the starry sky ancient road to compete for the chance of being the great emperor.